here with the Harbor Freight or Chicago Electric 170 amp wire feed MIG welder. Now this is going to be the first of many welds that I'm going to be doing with this machine. Now I have a Miller thickness gauge here, so I'm going to be measuring this just to show what the material is, especially for the dill holes out there that don't believe anything or think everything's fake on YouTube. This is 18 gauge flat steel plate or sheet metal. On all these welds, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going off the welding chart that's provided on the machine, just because I get too many buttholes crying about thicknesses of wire and amps and such. So I'm just going to be going off the chart on the machine. So I know some of them might be wrong, but anyways, this is 18 gauge, and here we go. So those are the welds there. Heat settings used off the welding chart off the machine. So that's the way it came out. I am using 75-25 argon CO2 gas, and I'm using a 23, or actually quite a bit of spatter there. The heat settings could be raised up a little bit, and I mean, the wire feed seemed about, the wire speed was about right. It's just the heat setting wasn't all that great, but I mean, it put those two pieces of metal together. So on the back side here, you can actually see that it did penetrate. So there's penetration here. I'm gonna weld the other side here, even though I mean it's already on there. I'm gonna play around with the little heat settings on it. I'm gonna go ahead and probably go to max 1, and I'll leave the wire speed alone, or I might go to 7. So what it appears to me is pretty much the same darn thing. It still didn't blow through the metal or anything like that, so pretty much the same thing to me, except for this one had a little bit more popping. It wasn't that sizzling sound. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just pretty much going to run a bead with that same setting. It's a little bit windy here, so maybe my shielding gas is being blown a bit. So I did 3 beads there with the minimum, or actually the maximum setting, or my setting that I picked on them, and they still didn't blow a hole through the 18 gauge sheet metal, and that stuff is really thin. There was a little bit more heat in there because you can kind of see the warpage there. So I'm going to be running 3 more beads with the same, or actually the settings that it calls for this material on the welding chart. These are the 3 beads I did with the hotter setting, and I mean they actually cut into the bottom there, so I was just a little bit too much heat. And these ones here, using the chart as a reference, they kind of undercut a little bit there, as you can see on this one, but I mean, it still didn't blow through. It didn't blow a hole through it, but when it comes to the welding chart, it's more or less on there correctly. You just got to kind of tinker with the wire speed. On this part, I've gone ahead and I've changed my spool to 0.030 wire. Now, the wire that I forgot to mention that I was using on the first welds were from Harbor Freight. There was 23 wire Harbor Freight stuff, and now I'm actually using a Radner type of wire. Alright, so that's the same material with that Radner wire, and it's a big difference. You can just see the weld looks way different, it's way smoother. It did get a little bit hot there. I did have to increase my travel speed a little bit, but I mean, all in all, that's a really good weld. I kind of started a little bit cold there, but once it got going, it went well. Also, I should mention there was a small gap on this side, so as I got closer to the end here, it was actually just laying there pretty flat. So it's not bad for welding thin stuff, and it didn't even go through the material. But anyways, that's it for this part of the video. I'm welding 18 gauge sheet metal. Go ahead and check out my other videos. More to come. I'll be going into thicker materials. And thanks for watching. See you on the next one.